I'll be like, baby, are you okay? Like, what's wrong, baby? And then Connor will be like, I'm fine. And I have to tell him, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the dog. You're not baby to me. So this is the Avalon keyboard. It's actually in group buy right now until August 11th. Let's just look at it. Whoa. I think this is actually the second run of the board. The first run is already ran in case you guys notice that there is content on it. This is the white unit. This is not one of the group buy units. The group buy unit will come in black, navy, tan. And then the accent color like that you see right here is either black, red, or gold. It starts at $350. You get an FR4 plate and it's hot swap PCB only. However, for the extras, you can buy 4 different plates. So you can buy FR4, palm, alu, or carbon fiber. So you can buy different plates. It's just default, it'll come with FR4 plate. Apparently there was not enough interest for solder, so it's going to be hot swap only. It is a leaf spring gasket, 65% XT. However, there are 3 different mounting styles: suspension, PCB, and plate. You have this frame, and depending on the orientation of the frame, it changes the mounting. This board has, I've noticed it's themes of 3. You have 3 mounting, 3 colors, 3 accents. So here's the front. So you can see 65 with exploded right here with the column. Here's the side. So here you can see the accent color. Here's the back. So I don't know if you can see the weight. Whoa. Here's the USB port side. And then here is the front lip. It is very pretty. So the first thing I noticed is the feet. So you have 2 right here, and then you have 2 on the side right there, rather than doing like 2, 2, 2, 2. The feet are only on the bottom piece. It's not on the weight. I don't know if you saw these, but little feathers. So in 3s. 1, 2, 3. In terms of screws, you do see 8 screws, so 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, and then you have this little accent thing right here as well. Neat. Let's go ahead and open this up. So it's interesting because this board has the 3 different mounting styles that you can do. However, one of them is non-reversible. It uses leaf springs, and if you want to do plate, you have to break out the gaskets. So excluding the PCB and plate, here's what you get with the case. You have your internal weight right here. This is what it looks like on the inside. Bottom piece, top piece, and then here is the frame I was talking about. And depending on where you put the PCB or plate, it changes the mounting. So there's suspension where the frame, so this piece, goes in between the PCB and plate. There's PCB mount where the PCB is under the frame but on top of the bottom case. And then there's plate, which is non-reversible because you have to break off these tabs, and that's on top of the frame and the bottom case. So it's a little confusing, but basically depending on the mounting style that you want to use, this comes into play. It does use daughterboard JST, and then here you can see the channel. So you can see these little tabs where you can break it off. So looking at the PCB, here you can see the light badge. It looks like you do have choice of bottom row. You can do split backspace. You can do split left shift. So even though it's hot swap, you still have options. So basically what we're going to do today is, since it is hot swap, I'm going to do all 3 mounting styles. I do have this extra PCB, and you can see the tabs have already been broken off. I will do all 3, and we're going to use the same switches so you guys can hear what it sounds like. And then if you bought the R1, they will be selling the updated plates at cost, is what I was told at least. So, and then today we're going to be using the summertime switches. These are the new switches by Punkshoo. As you can see, they are watermelon colored. Punkshoo sent them out to me to check out. First impression is that I love this colorway. Watermelon is my favorite fruit. I love watermelon. They are available for pre-order right now. It's $5.50, comes in packs of 10, so it's linear. It has polished milky top housing, gateron long pole, ink material stem. It has a polished milky bottom housing. It uses a 63-gram dual stage length spring, factory looped. But yeah, you can pre-order it now from Keeb. But super heckin' cute. Love this colorway. I like seeing all the fruit themed switches. I lost my taste for a day, and I actually like had a meltdown about it. I started crying. And I was like, if I can't taste, I don't want to live. Like that one day I couldn't taste anything, and I was just like I was crying to my family. I was like, if I lose my taste for a freaking year, I'm just gonna... Oh my god. I actually cried. I actually just like started like mental breakdown, imagining, because I just like I don't wanna eat. I remember eating that day, everything tasted the same, but it's like weird because when taste is no longer there, you really then start to hone in on the texture, and you just become like hyper aware of how the food feels in your mouth versus like what it tastes. And it's a really, really weird feeling to describe, right? So the orientation of the frame side does matter. So just remember the shorter side goes on the bottom. And you see now it closes like that. So I had flipped it, and that's why I wasn't closing, and I was very confused. But after seeing it now, it should be like that. This is right. Then if you take this, and then you flip it on accident, and you see like, oh, you know, this is technically correct from the side. But then if you put it like this, it ain't closing, because the two sides are actually different. Even if it fits on the side, you have to make sure that the smaller side is on the bottom case so it will close properly like that. Yeah, so I would say in terms of like from firm to bouncy, suspension, plate, plateless, or PCB. I think my favorite configuration so far has definitely been plateless. If you're looking for a comparison about like the typing feel, suspension is going to be the most firm, plateless is going to be the softest, and then the plate is going to be in the middle. So here's what the PCB looks like. and you can actually break off these tabs to do plate, but it's irreversible. So if you want to do all 3, you have to get 2 PCBs, right? Or if you keep the leaves on, you can do 2 of them. So you can either go from like the most firm to the softest. And then if you want to go in between, you do have to break off these gaskets and it's irreversible. So that's what the PCB looks like. In terms of sound profile, I think suspension was most consistent. I like the sound and feel of plateless more though. This is my preference, but hopefully that kind of helps you guys if this is something you're thinking about getting. It's interesting that there is this plate or this frame that you use for that, but I think it's a really nice touch. The only thing is that when you do the orientation of this plate, you have to make sure that it's right on the right side. This kit starts at $350. This is the R2. You have 3 colors, 3 accents. So the accents being like this one right here. The kit will come with the FR4 and hot swap PCB. It's only hot swap. However, you can buy extras. So you can buy extra like badges, accents, and you can buy 4 different plates. And there are some restrictions. So suspension mount, you can only do alu or FR4. The other plastic plates are too soft. Would not recommend using 3-pin. They actually put that in the build guide too. If you're going to be using plateless, don't use 3 pins because it is hot swap. Thank you Fat Free Water for sending out the Avalon for me to review. And thank you Punkshoo for sending the summertime switches for me to try out. Neat!